Good day to you. It's McKee here. I have been using Photoshop for years at quite an amateur level and wanted to take one of my skills to a much higher level to do transparent gradients. My purpose there is to create something like this. Before I go into that, those of you who share tutorials on YouTube might be interested in the Rode lavalier microphones. They're called SmartLav. And there's a workaround where you can get them to work with your desktop too. So I'm using a Rode SC6 adapter to Rode SmartLav lavalier microphones, and it's given me a much better recording. I just have to make sure in my system preferences that I've got the external microphone set. Then in Camtasia, I can show you how to create this. So my goal then is, I write every Monday, most Mondays, for Moodscope, which is a mood elevating blog to help those of us who are fighting depression and other mental challenges. What I have done is I've captured a screenshot of the blog itself, but on its own it doesn't look very nice, and I wanted to create this final image. I thought I'd walk you through what I did. First thing then is my desired output is LinkedIn, which I know is 1400 by 800 pixels. So I'm going to create that as my canvas, knowing that the Moodscope image isn't quite big enough to fit that canvas. And we want to keep the definition as sharp as possible. Some of the shortcuts I've been learning on the Mac for Photoshop are really helpful. So I'm going to hold down the Command key now and 0. And that gets my canvas then to fill the screen. I'm going to pull in the screenshot from Moodscope, and there are smart guides in Photoshop. As I drag this around now with my left button held down, boom, I know that's right bang in the middle. I could expand it to fill the screen, but the screenshot has stuff here that I don't want, and I don't really want this bit here. Therefore I have much bigger ambitions. Now, if you've not yet come across Pixabay.com, it is the source of the most wonderful royalty-free images. And here's one I chose earlier, which I'm going to pull up to fill the canvas. And that's what I really want for my background. Again, I'm going to center it. I've got absolute confidence then the things are in the right place on the canvas, except this layer, of course, is in the wrong position. So I'm going to duplicate that layer in a minute, but first I'm now going to pull it down here just above my background so that I've got the Moodscope screenshot and that nice background ready. My first goal is to fade down to transparent some of that Moodscope screenshot. I'm a bit of a nervous guy sometimes when doing these things, so I deliberately duplicate layers and then hide them just in case I need to go back, even though you've got undo and wonderful things in Photoshop. So if you're a bit nervous like me, Command J duplicates the layer. I'm going to hide one of those layers. I'm going to come to the top layer. I'm coming down here on the right hand side to the layer mask, create the layer mask, check that it's actually the layer mask that's selected. Then I'm going to come up here to my gradient tool, about 9 o'clock on the screen there. And first of all, I'm going to show you what went wrong for me. So I didn't know that my gradient tool was set to lighten. And when I did what I'd learned from YouTube to create a gradient, absolutely nothing happened. I couldn't sort it out for quite a while. So let's make sure you've got your gradient tool set to black and white and mode set to normal. Then when I come in on the layer mask and do this, wonderful things begin to happen. I really like that effect. What I want to do is double up on the effects, and I've got more of the image here, hiding this bit of the Moodscope thing that I don't really want for my header image in LinkedIn. So I'm going to come down to the balance image from Pixabay there, Command J to duplicate, take that to the top of the layer, and of course it blocks everything. Then I'm going to add the layer mask here down on the bottom right. Make sure the layer mask is selected, and I'm going to come from this side to the other side this time. Let's go to about there. Now this should reveal the Moodscope screenshot. It's pretty funky, isn't it? I've got a much more dreamy image now, and I want it to be very clear where people can find the blog. So I'm going to put the blog link in as well, and just bring that a little bit more under there. And that, my friends, I think is a pretty good header for LinkedIn to draw people's attention to the Monday Moodscope blog. I hope you sense the sense of excitement in my voice there, because I've always wanted to do this and I've never got my head around this until today. So I'm going to put in the notes a link to the original YouTube post that helped me solve this in 1 minute 24 seconds, and I'm very grateful for that provider on YouTube. Have a great day. Enjoy doing transparent gradients. This is Lex McKee. Learning makes you feel amazing.